Hey Chris, so I figured doing a quick little video here would probably be the fastest way for me to get the information about these fountain pens over to you. So I'm going to try and keep this pretty quick. I went a bit off the deep end in terms of fountain pen exploring because I've been really enjoying using these not just for astro sketching but for drawing and for writing, note taking, and that kind of stuff as well. But it's also allowed me to explore which ones work best with the unique facets of astro sketching. And what I can recommend right now in particular are, I think, probably these two, and then potentially this one as well. And so there are a few primary things I think that are necessary to have for a good fountain pen for astro sketching. One is that they have to be easily cleanable because the type of ink that you're using gums up the pens pretty quickly. And second, like something that isn't crazy expensive, because I think, again, the type of ink that you're putting in here, I think it's probably smart not to go over the top in terms of anything too expensive through there. And thirdly, the nib size is really important, since the type of ink that you're using, again, is going to be a little more viscous and thick than a lot of traditional fountain pen inks. You need to find a pen that actually will work with the ink that you're using. So actually, just to go over the ink really quickly, this is pretty much the only one that I've found that anyone recommends online for going into fountain pens, the Diatramentis Document ink white. And it's a little bit on the more expensive side, but it's still not crazy. I think it's under 20 bucks, I think, or maybe like just around that for this amount. And this will probably last you, I don't know, a good amount of time. I've also found that watering it down can help create some really nice fainter stars too. So in this pen here, I've got the direct, like the ink unwatered. And then in this one here, I have a 10-to-1 mixture where it's 1 part this ink and then 10 parts distilled water. And that's really nice for these super faint objects. Okay, so just to go over some of the basics through here, I'll get out a sketchy sheet, and just show you what they look like. So this first one here is the Jinhao 82 with a fine nib. You can get different sizes. The extra fine is definitely too thin to use with the white ink. The fine nib works well. The medium, I would assume, would work well, but will give you larger dots and lines through here. So the Jinhao 82, and let me zoom in here. You can see kind of like the line quality through here when you're writing. Sometimes because of the ink, you need to kind of like get it started, but once it's going, it generally, for me at least, has worked through the night without any problem. And the nicest thing about these things is when you're putting down your star dots, it's very, very consistent in general. I've also found that it's been really cool that the longer you hold it down, you can get some pretty good varieties of how thick or how big of a star you're creating. You can even turn it upside down to make an even thinner line or smaller dots. So with all of this flexibility, you're able to like get quite a bit of specificity into and range into it just with this one pen using the standard ink. Like I said, though, I've also been experimenting with the watered down thing. And so this one with the 10 parts water to 1 part ink, when you're writing, it's crap. Like you can't really see it at all. It's like it's barely visible. And sometimes it takes a little while for the ink to actually get flowing. But the cool thing is when you start going in for the dots to create those stars, you get the same, nice ranges. You can do the upside down thing again. But it really just kind of puts down a really faint star through there. So I found that it's been very helpful to kind of like get a whole bunch of, say I'm plotting out kind of like the main stars on a globular cluster with something like this, that you're going to have these like faint background feel to a lot of it, and then you can switch over to the more solid ink. Maybe I'll start with the upside down part and maybe fill in a couple of these more these brighter stars through here, you know, and then you start getting this nice variety of star magnitudes through here, and it's always extremely consistent, which has been fantastic. So that's basically it. General outline of like how they've been working. Again, these. Oh yeah, let me just. The reason why I brought this one over too is that the Pilot Pereira I found has worked really well. The only one I have though is an extra fine nib, and I put the white ink in here and it just gunked it up so much that I couldn't use it. So I think I'm going to order one in a fine and one in a medium as well to see if I can use this. The thing that I like about this over these two is that the pen top just pops off easily, so you don't have to twist it like on these, and so it would make it a little bit faster for sketching and the Astro stuff through there if it does end up working. Okay, that's it for now. Hope you're doing well, and I'll talk to you later.